And this is Star Sequence episode 26. We have a brand new opening theme done by Grim.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay!
Gremlin also does music, you know that, and he actually did a pretty impressive job on this song.
Oh, thank you.
Was that the one you let me listen to earlier in the week, Grim?
I do believe so. I don't remember.
Oh,
And for those who are still tuned in live for the live stream, sorry about the technical issue for a moment. Yeah. Anyway. Life. How's everyone's life?
Pretty okay. Again.
I caught up on my sleep over the weekend.
Sleep is good.
it's
Grim?
been pretty good.
What have I been doing?
Well, I'll tell you a little something about how my week's been, but I think you know what I'm gonna say.
You've been promoting your wife all the time.
The nasty details about what I did with your mom last summer.
So, Mr. Mishka Clinton. Mr. Mishka Clinton. Sorry. Never mind. I'm gonna stop with the joke. Go on, Grim.
No, you do it. What do you got?
Mr. Mishka Clinton. So, how does it feel that a bird supports Mr. Sanders more than your wife? How does it feel?
Well, I'll tell you, the bird's got better taste than I do.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We're 5 minutes in and we're already downhill.
I know, right? The day I come back, it was the day it all went to shit. But I'm telling you, the bird thing is the best thing that has happened in this presidential election. It's so funny.
This is what y'all are going to have to deal with for a whole hour. Mishka is Bill Clinton voice.
No, I got other voices lined up. I got some good ones.
Oh.
And
it's
Azure.
all going to hell, and you signed up for this.
What have you done this
Do I
week?
at least get a handbasket out of it?
No, we're skipping the handbasket and going straight to hell.
Azure Grim, what have you guys done for this week?
Well, I guess I've been drawing a lot this week. I've not been playing any video games. I took a break this week and just did a shit ton of drawing.
I saw
you
the
can find
tails.
my art. Yes, I was drawing a lot of tails. You can find my art on Tumblr and at Grass Gremlin blog. It's not funny.
Self promos.
You can find my art on Tumblr, Grass Gremlin blog. Look that up. I guess if you Google it, and you can find my work on Ink Bunny, Henshin Bunny on Ink Bunny. I'll posted some art over there too. So shilling.
Make sure it's safe for work.
Yeah, it's gotta be safe for work.
Don't view my art at your job because there's a very good chance you might get fired.
They'll be like,
or if you do sign out of your account so that you only get the safer work pics.
yeah.
Also, be
That
careful
isn't
because you
really
could go to
that
prison
safe
for
for
what
work.
you see, depending on your country. In some countries, a penis going into a butt is quite illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're looking at you, Russia.
Oh boy.
So, Val, besides Warframe, what have you done this week?
I have been spriting.
Ah.
It's something that
I
I've
did
been
skip to
wanting
it
to
before
do
I
for a
could.
while, and I've only recently had the opportunity to, now that I've bought this application called Sprite on Steam.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, this application is actually very, very lightweight and very, very nice. It basically has like a very, very limited set of features, so it doesn't really get in the way of your workflow, and it just gives you what you need to get the job done.
And after that, she touches herself to Warframe porn.
Actually, no.
No?
Warframe porn? Oh my god.
Yes, there is lots of Warframe porn.
We're gonna...
Warframe movie porn at that.
I'm going to confirm this right now because I'm kind of curious.
Oh boy.
All right, Mishka, do me a favor and search for Saren or Saren Prime.
You're gonna have to spell that for me.
Ooh la la.
Saryn.
God.
Just remember,
This is what this podcast is about. We're gonna
Confirmed
spend
does
a
exist.
whole hour looking up porn.
As for what?
Oh my god, it does exist.
Buzztail asked for. It's loading.
We're gonna spend a whole hour looking up
Uh.
porn. That's what y'all came here for, and then we'll make comments about it. We can't show it on YouTube because I'm pretty sure we get banned for that.
Hey,
So,
irritating.
But we go out with a bang.
That's what you came here for.
Apparently,
For us to discuss our
the site
opinions
doesn't
on
want
the
to
porn.
load. But I can confirm that it does
Anyways.
exist, just not the detailed tag that Fuzztail asked for. I can't.
Oh, hi, I
Anyways.
found it.
You did? It exists?
It exists.
and
Oh my
let me
God.
guess, it's also very futa, isn't it?
Yes, very. Oh, yes,
After
it
the
exists.
podcast,
It's here.
share me the links.
Oh boy.
Why wait?
Okay, anyways, as I was saying, right, Digital Extremes actually had a event where they gave us bunny ears to attach to our warframes.
Oh my god, I saw that.
And an Easter palette so we can color our warframes. So the first thing I did is to take my Ember Prime and color her like pink and blue and attach bunny ears to her
Oh my
head.
god, is it too late to redeem this? Like, if I
Oh
get
my
on
God,
Warframe
that
after
is
the
cute.
podcast, can I still get this?
I think you can still redeem the bunny ears, but I'm pretty sure
Oh
they're
my
gonna go
God.
away
How do you-
after the event is over.
Okay, as soon as we're done with this, tell me how to get to this. We should
I
really
want the bunny
continue
ears.
on
I didn't know
that.
they were giving away bunny ears.
Well, you do need 10,000 credits. Well, 100,000 credits.
I might have 100,000. I don't know, but let's go ahead and move on. Though we're here for a podcast.
Yeah.
Starting to, get
Not to
real
talk
fun.
about Warframe and Warframe porn.
Yeah, we're
and
talking
Warframe
about
porn
Warframe.
accessories.
I mean,
porn accessory. Gosh, Coda,
Yes.
we're on the same channel.
QQ, stop reading my mind, you hive mind parasites!
Well, to be fair, in the game there are frames that had huge bulges in the crotch area. So.
oh my god, here we go.
Rhino.
That's what you come here for. Huge bulges in the crotch area.
Rhino for.
Come for the insightful video game discussion.
My nickname's
stay for
Rhino.
the
Did I
Warframe
ever tell you that?
Oh my, that Valkyrie X Saren pick is something.
Which one? Link.
This is
It's
what
the
it's gonna
third
be.
entry.
This is the whole fucking podcast.
Okay,
Third one.
I am moving on. We are moving
Alright,
on.
let's move on.
Okay.
First subject. Mishka, begin reading.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. The game I am playing is called... Yeah. It's called Vladia's Story Abyssal City. For those who are interested. It is very, very fun. And
Okay,
I had to restart my gameplay because I lost all my data again.
Alright. Coda,
Okay.
you done?
Yeah, I stopped, didn't I?
Sandbox games. The final frontier.
Can we move
There's-
on now?
Shut up, you paid for this. They're flooding the market. Everyone is making an early access survival sandbox game. Some are good, some are bad. Most don't get finished. One of the current most popular ones, Ark Survival Evolved, and you fucking faggot, you need to remember to add commas to your sentences, now has the possibility of never being finished because of legal issues brought on by one of its developers.
Yep. So what happened is that someone who used to work in Trendy, and that bright person that had this bright idea that the next Dungeon Defender games should be a Dota clone, decided to quit Trendy Entertainment because he didn't like what the direction the company's going, and started to work on Ark Survival Evolved. However, the problem arises when he started to solicit people who were working in Trendy Entertainment back then to leave the ship and work with him when he leaves. And that caused the Trendy Entertainment folks to get really, really angry and decide to fuck with this guy as much as possible. And that includes trying to enforce an injunction that had already expired at the time this came about. So in other words, this is an example of a game development studio that is being a complete shithead to a former staff member. And they're trying to fuck with the project of that staff member as much as possible because, salt and all that shit.
Alrighty then. Wait for that.
Anyone got anything to add to this?
That's a lot of legal stuff I don't know nothing about, so not really.
Man.
They're trying to enforce a non-competitive clause agreement that he had. That's fine.
Yeah, so this is something that's actually common in tech companies is it happens where someone will leave and go somewhere where the grass is greener, and then they'll tell all their friends, hey, the grass is greener over here, why don't you come work for us? And then the old company loses a whole bunch of staff because they're not willing to offer competitive rates or working conditions or whatever. It happens over and over again. So instead of making it easier to renegotiate if you're given a better offer, do the thing that's friendly for the worker, instead a lot of companies put things in their employment contract that basically say, when you are done working for us, you're not allowed to work in the same industry for a certain number of years. Now, they're called non-compete clauses, and that prevents this kind of sniping from happening. Of course, if you're a professional in that industry, and your employment contract has terms in it that says you can't work in that industry anymore. Graham, you're echoing. Yeah.
You're echoing pretty bad over there, so.
Still echoing.
My bad, my headphones unplugged.
So what are you gonna do? I mean, you can't just quit your job for as many months as it says in the non-compete agreement. It doesn't work that way. So there's actually they're questionable. They don't. It's not certain if they will hold up in court, these kind of non-compete agreements. So it'll be an interesting test to see. Anyway, somehow I don't know how they did it. They're tying in the rights to intellectual property into this non-compete agreement, which just sounds absurd to me. I don't know how that works, but I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not planning on being a lawyer, so...
I'll say this, though. I hope Trendy fails this injunction because, honestly, this sort of business practice is extremely predatory and takes advantage of a developer that is pretty much trying to get their foot in the industry, and they had no other better choice when they started to sign up than to sign up to that contract which has an NC clause. Yep. And also there's another reason for that is that I think that Trendy Entertainment is being extremely vindictive in this and trying to mess with a person that left our company under pretty questionable circumstances. The whole disgruntled employee, right, aspect, but think about that, but reversed in roles. This is an employee that left his company for better, greener grasses, and the company he left behind became extremely disgruntled as a result. And I do think that this sort of practice is something that needs to be killed for this very, very reason. Because this sort of thing kills competition, is the kind of thing that sort of kills off competition really, really fast among companies. And in other words, that drives down the quality of life conditions at work in the tech industry. And I think that's very, very harmful to people working in tech.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, isn't it? Because it's it's a anti-competitive practice in the labor market. It's trying to create a mini monopoly with regards to labor. It's the reverse of where you usually see it, where it's the products and services that the company provides that they're trying to be anti-competitive in instead of their hiring practices.
Honestly, all of this is really, really disappointing because I used to fucking love Trendy Entertainment for what they did with the first Dungeon Defender games. However, sometime late in the development of Dungeon Defenders, and when they were thinking about developing a follow-up to this game, the company has had a massive upheaval in its staff, and there has been a lot of alleged sexism going on in the hiring practice of Trendy Entertainment. And as I mentioned before, right, the company had the fucking bright idea of turning Dungeon Defenders 2 against the wishes of the rest of the company and against the wishes of the community to turn Dungeon Defenders 2 into a fucking MOBA. Of course, eventually that got intervened in and the company restructured again. However, because of that, Trendy Entertainment has not been the same ever since. It has not been the same as it once was. Like what was once a company that emphasized communication with their fans and being, trying to develop a game that the fans want, to a company that only cares about their bottom line. And I think that this is really, really sad.
This happens to a lot of companies too. Look at BioWare and how they used to be, and they sort of went down the same road, and now they're a complete shit show of a company.
Yeah,
and
but this case is pretty different.
Made.
Yeah, but this case is pretty different because in the case of BioWare, right, they got fucking gutted and starved of resources to thrive by EA. So, like, the reason why BioWare turned to shit is because EA kind of killed them. What happened to Trendy Entertainment is their own doing.
Yep.
So yes, I really hope that the former employee comes out on top of this because this would set a very, very good precedent that could kill off the idea of non-competitive clauses in hiring practices in the tech industry because that sort of shit is this kind of shit that needs to go really, really fast.
Well, really, it would not only kill off that kind of anti-hiring practices in the tech industry, but in other industries such as culinary and home design and everything else. Pretty much any kind of industry that has a contract and salary-based system with it has that kind of no-compete clause in some contracts for companies.
Which is really crazy when you think about it. I mean, could you see that in? I know I'm mostly retail, but I couldn't imagine them coming up to you and saying, "Oh yeah, if you quit for any reason, you can't be in retail again for 3 years or something like that." That's nuts.
Actually, they do that for pretty much if a chef is popular and whatnot, and they leave. They had to have first agreed to a non-compete clause before they even agreed to work at that restaurant, and then they can't work in the industry again for like a year plus.
Well, that sounds fair.
Yeah, and when it comes to things like tech or being a chef or things like that, where it takes a certain amount of education and expertise, what are you going to do? You're not going to dump everything and learn another profession just so that it's going to take longer to learn another profession than the non-compete clause lasts for, so you're kind of stuck.
Though it also is argued that it would be just simply, instead of coding for games, now maybe instead you code for home improvement apps. There.
Oh god, I saw John showing a video of that game. It looks like shit.
I just want to bring up one more thing before we move on to the next topic. And one of this other thing is that we actually have an example of a non-compete clause actually harming a game developer working in the industry. And that is when Konami fired Hideo Kojima from Konami.
Yes.
Yeah, then they kept him prisoner in the basement for several months. Poor guy.
He was actually like forbidden from creating any like other like industry-related activities for a few months after his, retirement from Konami.
Yeah, but after playing through Metal Gear Solid 5 in its entirety, I think this was a good move to keep him from making more games.
I don't know. I don't think that Metal Gear Solid 5 is a result of Konami kind of messing with Hideo Kojima's vision of a game.
It was. Having played every Metal Gear ever, and then playing 5, I can tell you, this was not a Kojima game. Like, this screams, and I mean screams Konami out the wazoo.
Alright, so, moving on?
Yes.
Alright. Let me lean up here. Sports teams, esports teams. There's a little difference between them. God damn it. More and more, we're discovering teams are cheating, which is this trend started in the mid. Damn it.
Okay, from the top.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I actually read this beforehand, so this wouldn't happen. Sports teams, esports teams. Now, there's very little difference between them. More and more, we're discovering that teams are cheating, which this trend started in the mid-thousands for the Korean StarCraft League. I guess we're learning from the best then, and Blizzard doesn't like it, but Blizzard doesn't like anything, so we could just ignore that. Guess someone won't be going to college now. Well, no frat parties and butt fucking for you. You done fucked up now, son.
Who wrote this Titan pad?
Yo, I wrote everything there.
Oh, God.
I approve this.
Well, I'm
No,
glad you guys enjoy
Mishka
my
did add a
improv.
little bit there, like the butt fucking and whatnot.
Oh, I add. You know, I always do that kind of.
I know.
Yeah, Mishka always loves to add the butt fuck.
I always add the butt fuck.
So
It's okay, because Fuzzy always takes the butt fuck.
Okay, so
anyway, so basically what happened here is that someone from the Harvard team in the Heroes Dorm tournament by Blizzard was caught basically sharing his account with someone who is much more skilled than him so they can win the tournament. It's pretty much like that.
Wow. Wow.
This kind of stuff
Harvard.
happens.
Harvard Hero.
This kind of stuff happens in real sports too, though. Now, maybe not switching places.
Well, that's why it was put. Now, esports and sports is now not much any different, is it now?
User entered your channel.
It's not okay that they did this, but with an esport, it's much harder to catch them because, a lot of the times the tournaments and whatnot, or not the tournaments, but the ranking system is how they determine some of this, and you can't exactly check to see who's on the other end all the time.
I
It
have
is.
to say that this news is actually kind of disappointing because usually you would expect something like this to be like using actual hacks and actual exploits in the game in order to gain an unfair advantage, but it turns out it is something as mundane as switching places with someone better than you so your team can win the game. Which is not actually a reliable way to cheat your way to victory because sometimes even the best players can throw a match just by having a bad day.
Or someone slipped them a 50.
all it takes is one bad day.
Are you serious? Is drugging really a problem at video game tournaments?
It's starting to be.
Apparently,
Wow.
It's mainly
Pretty insane.
drugs such as ADD drugs and whatnot.
Oh my god, this is actually kind of amusing.
Yeah.
Video game tournaments have gotten to this point.
Oh, and let's not forget, Super Smash Brothers tournaments are completely riddled with potheads.
Okay, that I'm not surprised about. Potheads are everywhere.
Yeah, but that would actually hamper your ability to play the game.
Actually, I've seen some extremely amazing ones that after they smelt a joint, they played amazing.
I
But
guess
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Like, well, alcohol, right? The reason why alcohol impairs your ability to coordinate and do complex stuff is because alcohol is a depressant. It is a drug that kind of suppresses your ability to react to things and kind of like calms you down. And which is why you usually have the practice of drowning your sorrows, because stuff that usually pains you, right, becomes dulled when you drink alcohol. Weed, on the other hand, has the opposite effect. It is an upper. So, in other words, it makes you more alert. It actually makes you a lot more paranoid with the world around you. So, you're much more better able to react to the things that happen in the game. In this case, it's kind of like taking a hit of caffeine, but much more intense, and it actually makes you hungry.
It's something that sounds kind of unthinkable, because I mean,
It does, doesn't it? Like, video game tournaments are now getting to be just as bad as actual sports.
yeah, it's somewhat unthinkable for people to do performance enhancing in video games. But
Be advised, we have a faggot in the chat.
Oh, there's a
I would like
faggot
to
in
play
chat.
You
the
know who
devil's
you are.
advocate here. I would like to play the devil's advocate here and say that there are many cases where there are people that actually need this kind of drugs to function, like people who suffer from ADHD, right, needing their medication or to,
Well, if you actually have a
stay
reason to
focused for
take
more
it,
than
then
5
that's
seconds.
fine. But, when you're giving it to someone else to do some shit, then, that's a bit of a problem.
But here's the thing, though. Pretty much everything we take in our day-to-day life can actually affect our mental state and our ability to react to things in the game. So, like, if we drink, like, caffeine, doesn't mean that we're automatically disqualified for, having our morning Java. Or what about, drinking alcohol? Will we be accused of throwing the match because we took alcohol before, playing the game in the tournament?
it's
I mean,
it's starting to sink. Oh,
Well, you don't drink alcohol before a tournament, though. I mean, why else would
Well,
you?
there are some people who do that, and it's called a bad decision. Either way, right, they should be able to have that bad decision without, having such a severe accusation thrown at them. Honestly, right, the way I see it, right, it is incredibly difficult to pretty much arbitrate what sort of drug usage is acceptable in esports, because there are some people that actually need medication to function, and it's not just ADHD medicine. There are some people that actually needs weed to function, even though that can also enhance your performance in game.
Well, I think really it's just more. Damn it! I had it in my head, and now I can't seem to think of what I was going with.
Hey,
Well-
Fuzzy, can you get closer to your mic a little bit?
All right.
my connection dropped for a moment.
Okay, well, it doesn't surprise me that there are a lot of drugs going around now with the amount of money that is a part of some of these big tournaments, and anything that enhances your ability to react and think, they're going to have to regulate these, because if you go and say, well,
Not to interrupt you, Azure, but I just remember what I was about to say. Fuzzy, you know how you said about disqualifying people for taking their daily Java or caffeine? Almost every single video game tournament is sponsored by some sort of energy drink. By that extent,
the
they
funny
would
thing.
have to ban energy drinks and therefore not have that sponsorship money anymore.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what?
but energy
my girlfriend
drinks-
actually. Yeah, you know what? My girlfriend actually brought this up, and we actually had a good laugh about it, because it's like, oh shit, we gotta stop stop being sponsored by Mountain Dew now.
And Monster,
Okay.
well, what I was going to say, all I was saying was, I relate this to performance enhancing drugs in actual sports, and how those are illegal, and they should be illegal, and you have to kind of do the same thing with this. So there are going to be certain things that are okay and certain things that aren't, and you're going to have to get some kind of, regulatory system set up that determines what's okay and what's not.
Well, here's the thing, though. you don't intentionally take steroids before playing a video game. I mean, there's no video game equivalent of steroid because a lot of the drugs that are available over the counter, some people are going to need it at some point. So
It's more of
every like.
Okay, if I say what he meant was, okay, someone who actually needs it, that's fine, as in they have a prescription and all that, sure. Instead of someone who just bought this over-the-counter drug that enhances their ability, and now they're disqualified because they didn't actually need it, and now they are using it for the unintentional benefit that they get from it.
Well, that brings us to the next question, though. How can we tell if someone actually needs it and if they are just trying to fake needing it?
Whether or not they went to the doctor and actually had a doctor tell them, hey, you need this.
Exactly that right there. You have to have some kind of medical, written medical excuse or something from your doctor.
The point of a tournament is to be a fair competition between two groups of people. That's the point of it. Whether they need it or not, if that medicine gives them a unintended benefit, then that gives them a handicap against the other person. That gives them an unfair advantage.
That is true.
The drug that they're looking at right now is Adderall. That's the one that a lot of them are taking.
That is something I have been on once in my life, and I think if you're on something like that, you really shouldn't be there because that will mellow you out to the point where you can really, really focus, and that really puts you on a different level than someone just coming in and play.
That's exactly the whole. For someone who's in a sports, Adderall wouldn't help you, but for someone who is in a game that is all about concentration and focus,
basically esports.
Yeah, or maybe chess.
Or chess. Well, yeah, chess. I'll give you chess.
Well, it's kind of a very, very delicate balancing act because on one hand, right, you open yourself up to being abused with, actually you open your tournaments up to being abused by people taking Adderall. On the other hand, right, if we blanket ban Adderall, right, we will be pretty much cutting out like a portion of the population who would be pretty much unable to compete because of their disability.
But that would be the only way to keep it fair.
That would be a little bit ableist.
There's two ways of getting Adderall, right?
Don't talk over each other. Okay, go ahead, Kiki.
There's two ways of getting Adderall. You get a prescription for it, and then you go to the pharmacy and you present them your prescription. Or there's a friend who knows a friend who has some, and then you give them some money, and then they'll give it to you. I think what they're trying to stop is the latter, not the former. If you actually have a legitimate prescription because you need it, then that's a different phenomenon from if you're giving someone $50 under the table for some.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're looking into. But what I think, what Fuzzy was saying was, they don't want to see a situation where they, block out anyone who has ADHD because they are taking Adderall, and that's a possibility. That could actually happen.
I don't think they're so much worried about people who actually have ADHD, though. With medicine like Adderall, it has a different biological effect if you have it than if you don't. I don't think it would genuinely be a performance-enhancing drug if you actually had ADHD.
I'm going to relate this to...
I can tell you from personal experience that you're wrong on that one.
I'm going to relate this to video games and say what usually happens when they nerf something. And companies are bad about this. And what'll happen, this is my own prediction, they'll blanket ban it, and then the people who do, the esports people that do have ADHD, they'll get together and then they'll fight back and there'll be this big war. And eventually it'll end up okay. But I don't see it going too good initially.
Or we could just, stop having tournaments.
I think it makes sense to say that anyone who's ADHD and needs Adderall will underperform without it.
In some cases, that can happen, yes. You actually have a legitimate inability to focus. There
is another way we can go about it. Why not have a disability bracket for tournaments? Kind of like how there's a Special Olympics.
Okay, think about what you just said, and tell me if this is really a good idea in the world we live in.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I just don't think it'd fly.
that sounds like a shitstorm waiting to happen that will actually get people hurt.
That would suck because that actually is not a bad idea on paper.
On paper, yes, but in practice, someone's going to get hurt for that, unfortunately. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good idea, and the Special Olympics really helps out who are in it, but you know, if you try to come up with one of those now, I'm just saying, it might not end too well. Maybe.
Either
On
way,
a completely random and slightly related note, back to a previous topic of conversation.
Huh.
Companies
Guys,
like,
that was a storm.
Okay, see, I thought someone's power plant just exploded.
Yeah, holy shit.
Wow.
Like,
was
did
a
the
loud,
storm
like,
just take out your
boom.
power? Like,
oh shit! Did Kim Jong Il suddenly strike?
oh my
Yeah,
god.
he's not that intelligent.
I don't know if they took out some power. I'll be right back. I'm going to check, see if that house is alright.
Well,
God,
you know what?
good.
I think this is enough about esports. Let's move on to the next topic.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right
But
back.
actually, before we do, let's hear QQ.
I was just gonna say, they already, for companies like Monster who sponsor things, Monster has event water, which is water that looks like Monster. It's in a Monster can, just so that they can give it out at events that they sponsor, so that when everyone's drinking water, it looks like they're drinking Monster. So
Oh my
they
god,
could just
that's
do
good.
that if they declare caffeine to be a performance-enhancing thing that they can't use.
They will. That's one of those sneaky
The
things.
funny
But
thing
hey,
is, the funny thing is, the caffeine really is a performance enhancer, which is why we take it every day, so we can, function in the morning.
Oh god, I go crazy without my caffeine. But yeah, it is a performance.
I just get headaches. Okay, moving on.
Okay, I'm back. Oh man, that scared the fuck out of me. Was that picked up on the podcast?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we heard.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh god.
it sounded like an atom bomb.
Ugh.
Sounded like North Korea decided to start off with wherever the fuck you are. Okay, we're moving on.
Yep.
Okay. Just give me a second. That's when you know it's gonna be a good one when I have to collect myself first. In a world where Bill Clinton's cock games are played on motorcycles. I mean, in a world where zombie game movies have motorcycles, an Italian motorcycle producer will conquer the empty void that is zombies and Bill Clinton's cock with bioweapon gangbangers. Coming 2017 to a meme near you.
That was horrible.
So this exists.
It's another one.
Wait, what?
Oh my god, this is a real thing.
Oh
I'm trying to decipher what's real and what isn't.
Okay, so jokes aside, apparently Leon in the new Resident Evil movie will be riding a Ducati bike.
He'll
Motorcycle.
be writing an advertisement.
Oh
Yep.
my god!
Alright.
It's
It's just
Why
like
is
the
this such a big
dumb-
deal?
It's just like the dumb phones and Advent children, all right?
uh,
He'll be writing an advertisement.
They've been sneaking this in more and more.
Hey, you know those big popular Michael Bay Transformers movies? You know the character Bumblebee?
Mm-hmm.
Bumblebee is just a clusterfuck of an advertisement for the Dodge Charger. You know that, right? The year that movie came out, Dodge was releasing their new Charger. They were releasing the new Charger, and they paid millions of dollars for Bumblebee to be a Dodge Charger in the movies. So that he is free advertisement. Well, not free, but he's advertisement for them. This is super common. This happens in every movie you will ever watch. You will find advertisements. No, you won't find them firmly pressed against the main character's dick, but
Yeah.
it's common. It is. You'll see a character drinking specifically Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola or Pepsi. You'll see billboards in the movie with stuff plastered on them. I mean, this is one of the most common things that you'll ever see in a movie or a game. I mean, hell, it happens in games too. Anybody remember Pepsi Man? Or
Pepsi Man.
I mean, hell, I'm sure Deadpool had it too. I mean, a lot of games do the same thing. It's basic advertisement.
I'll say
I should
this
disclose
though.
that I'm friends with someone who worked on this game. Burnout Paradise had ad billboards in it with product placement that you could buy an ad in the game,
There
like
you
an
go.
actual banner. It was kind of funny.
So, I mean,
Uh,
that's really why I don't get why we're. I mean, this is just my personal feelings, but I don't feel like this is something to cover because this is so
There-
common that it's just commonplace.
There's some
Just a
funny
quick
things.
note though. I'm just gonna say this right now. Pepsi Man is essentially Sonic in a human costume, moving to PlayStation and testing the waters, which is why you never saw a main Sonic game on the Sega Saturn, because he is in the PlayStation all along as Pepsi Man.
Japan does this a lot in animation when it comes to advertisements, because you don't greatly see a lot of that in Western animation, but you will see very often in anime and CG films of them doing a large amount of advertisements for things. And pretty much every anime opening ending theme is an advertisement for a singer's album.
You know what's the funny part? I'm actually disappointed that this movie isn't going to be directed by Uwe Boll, because I could totally see this movie being a crossover between Resident Evil and Blood Rain.
This seems like a Japanese production based off that they've done CG Resident Evil films before, actually.
Yes, they have.
They actually look really good, and in fact, I will probably try to get my hands on this movie because they've done some good ones.
I don't know about good, but they were.
Nah, I know what I'm saying. I think they're good. Yeah, I mean, I own Damnation, and I don't own the one that came after it, but I mean, I like their animation. It looks good.
What I'm saying is, I can't watch this movie. It is good.
Oh my god!
It's
If
got
you
too many
haven't
bouncing
noticed-
boobs for Grim. That's his problem.
If
Got
you
too much
haven't
titty.
noticed, I'm a big fan of the shitty movies.
You are.
Yeah, I really love watching bad movies and enjoying the camp that comes from it.
Yeah, they're pretty
Sci-fi.
amusing.
I'm very cautious. I'm very cautious of
I like B movies. They're fun.
all video game movies, regardless of what company works on it. Because if I remember correctly, there was a Tekken movie that sucked, only for Namco to make a CGI Tekken movie that sucked.
Oh shit.
So
They made another one.
I have just one answer to that. The Postal movie. Seriously, go watch it.
There was
Oh
a
my
Postal
God.
movie?
Yes.
there was a Postal movie. It is
know
one of
that.
the movies that's generally regarded as Uwe Boll finally hitting that point where he was so bad that it was actually good.
I always love that. There's a point where it's so bad that it's good.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously, go watch it. Uwe Boll even made fun of himself in that movie. He calls himself a Nazi pedophile, pretty much.
A Nazi pedophile.
I think I would have to watch that with someone.
Yes, it's that kind of movie. You have to bring friends. Don't let CIA tell you otherwise. You get to bring friends.
Okay.
But
Also keep in mind that movie was produced with the memory of 9/11 fresh on our minds. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of references to Bush and Bin Laden, which is pretty fitting since the game itself that it's based on also has a lot of reference to Bin Laden and Bush.
What about me? Did I get any references?
no, Bill, no, you don't.
No. What about my dick? Does my dick get any references?
No. Unless you are the inspiration for the crotchy doll.
Crotchy got no cojones. Crotchy is cojones.
I cannot confirm or deny if my cock is the inspiration for anything.
Anyway, I think we've memed on this enough. Let's move on to another meme-worthy news.
Okay.
Hey, you want to see something stupid Nintendo's doing? Hey, let me show you this controller with buttons. It's like a tiny version of a tablet. Pretty cool, ain't it? Yeah. Only $500. Sell it to you real cheap.
Mishka,
And then
stop.
here comes Nintendo. Here comes Nintendo with their lawyers, and he says,
Oh, this is not us. Your fake development. Your fake product.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Mishka. Oh my god.
Oh god, it's gone downhill. We can't climb back out. Not like this. It
fucking
ends
dig
here.
deeper.
This is the final
Dig
episode.
deeper. We'll find our way into a lake or something and swim to freedom.
The channel
Keep
is
digging.
dead. It's
Keep
dead.
digging.
Mishka killed it. Okay, so yeah, Nintendo.
Maybe get real job.
There was rumors of an images of a Nintendo controller for the new Nintendo NX.
Looked like some
that,
shit from Men in Black.
that the internet was freaking out about, and Nintendo has been confirmed to be a fake.
Oh my god, that whole thing was
So-
stupid. It's like this little Men in Black looking
I
looking
admit,
shit.
I admit I was relieved.
I was too. Simply because, you know, I could actually see it being a real thing after the Wii U tablet.
I don't know because of the way, like, just look at the shape. It doesn't actually look like anything that Nintendo would design. In fact, it actually looks like something that a MP3 player manufacturer would make, because that thing looks like a fucking MP3 player.
Yeah.
Azusa said that somebody said they could barely hear Azure. Did y'all
Yeah, that
pick
was
up on
like 30 minutes ago, so.
Okay, I remember that.
Actually, that wasn't Azure. That's John Kelly in disguise.
Yeah, it's actually John Kelly coming in here to bring us his distilled autism.
That sounds
Triple
like an
distilled.
energy drink. That sounds like an energy drink.
Thank you for that
Oh,
idea. I'm
yeah.
gonna go get rich now.
So yeah, what actually happened is that the Twitter sphere of gamers have gotten pretty mad about this thing, because they actually, no joke, thought that this was real, and they kind of fell for the hook, line, and sinker, and pretty much just flooded the hashtags, with their whining. Thankfully, it is a hoax. But to be honest, after seeing the newer controller that was supposedly like the Nintendo NX's controller, I have to say that people actually fall for this. I mean, seriously, this does not look like a Nintendo product.
Yeah, it looks stupid as shit. I'm surprised anybody fell for it.
That was
Yeah,
my
that
thought when I
actually-
first saw it.
Yeah, I mean, that actually looks like what happens if the guys that designed the Nomad were to design it again for this generation.
It was a weird looking. It seemed like it was a weird looking controller.
It was.
Yeah, are you guys familiar with the Nomad?
Ooh.
No, I'm not.
Nomad.
It is essentially a handheld gaming system that doubled as a phone.
I think I've heard of that.
Wow.
The Engage Nomad.
No, it
That
wasn't
sounds
the Engage.
so pointless.
Oh yeah, sorry. I kind of got my shitty handhelds mixed up.
The Nomad was an iPod precursor. You're thinking of the Engage, which was a cell phone / gaming device.
Oh yeah, because I was thinking of Sega, because the first game I saw on the Nokia Engage was Sonic Games.
Talking about the Genesis Nomad?
Come to think about it, I think that's why Sega lost out in the console wars. They were too busy making dumbass decisions, like, backing up something retarded like the Engage. But
Yeah, you're talking about the Engage.
Oh, God, it was loud.
The Nomad. The Nomad is the portable Sega Genesis console.
And it sucked because the screen had terrible contrast and it ate through batteries like nobody's business.
Every handheld Sega made 8 batteries like nobody's business.
Yeah, but as I was saying, right, this thing that people fell for looks more like a basically the N-Gage version 2.0 with an iPod gloss on it. Or was it an iPad? Yeah, iPad gloss. I can't believe people actually fell for this. Are gamers really this retarded?
It makes me wonder what it was. Like, was it just a straight up hoax? Like, I saw an earlier hoax about the same thing because people have been hoaxing this thing over and over again, which looked to me like it was one of those Chinese emulator handhelds, just falsely labeled. I wonder what this thing was, if it was something built from scratch or if it actually is something else.
I still want one of those in my hands because it looks like a mobile device that would be fun to play with.
It looks comfortable, better than some of the stuff that they've come out with since.
I mean, like, imagine mobile gaming handheld on this thing.
The only problem with it is the screen's too damn small. Other than that, I think it'd be okay.
Shape is weird.
It seems fine, but then again, I have small girly hands, so...
You have small hands.
Yeah, and that's why I will never be able to master the guitar or the piano. Sad face.
Alright, moving on.
Yep, I
You
got
could do a ukulele.
Wow.
So, for the final topic, we are talking about Crapcom.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, joy.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. Make the capcom jingle.
The only way it could be worse if it was Konami.
Capcom is crap. Capcom is crap.
Hey, Coda, I'm having trouble deciding what kind of voice you think we should put on this one.
Crap.
Put your Bill Clinton voice.
I was about to say Japanese businessman because
Yeah, Japanese businessman, because, you know, in the description.
Actually, no, Mishka,
Oh my
try a Japanese Clinton.
Oh my gosh.
Is that
That
such
is-
a thing?
that doesn't sound easy.
Konnichiwa. You don't wanna start. If I can't do it if I'm laughing.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Okay, calm down, deep breaths, try again.
Konnichiwa, friend. You want to suck my dick?
Oh god, it's over. It's over. We're done. We're so done.
Implying we were ever there to begin with. We weren't on top of anything to fall off of.
This is the lowest.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go for broke.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just do what I was gonna do to begin with. A Japanese businessman can be seen in a graveyard with a shovel shaped like a penis. He begins to dig up the dirt to unearth his own dark past. And through the dirt, and the semen, and the shit that had been put over this grave, he sighs to himself as he tries to.
God damn it.
As he tries to open the cover. Once open, he says, "It's good to see you, old friend. It's very good to see you, old friend. Rockman Heaven. Or does the gamers want something else?"
Stop.
Where are you, Igor now?
What was you trying for Japanese Igor or something?
Characters in that one fucking
I was
paragraph.
trying the goddamn ocelot voice and I couldn't pull it off because I was laughing.
Oh god, no.
I can... Oh my god, I'm crying now.
Okay, let's be professional here, alright? Capcom's Capcom is asking people whether or not they want a Mega Man 11. There's also been some God damn it. It's also been some a survey about whether people will be interested in compilations of the Mega Man series, including Mega Man X Zero Legends, Battle Network ZX, and Star Force. Basically, Capcom is interested in Mega Man again, it appears. And Mega Man 11 tells me that they're still trying to ride on the nostalgia of the classic series, because that's what we need. More classic Mega Man.
I
Well,
am
you can
actually
never
kind of
have too much
conflicted
of a
about
good
this
thing. My dick's a
because
good
honestly,
example of that.
after that shit show that was Keiji Inafune's like millions of Kickstarter with Mighty Number 9, I think that seeing Capcom just straight up doing a no bullshit, no fanfare sort of Mega Man game to follow up the series might actually be a breath of fresh air, because honestly, this shit show with Keiji Inafune, and especially with his PR manager, is fucking disastrous. Just burn it to the ground.
You know, I think I accept Capcom's Mega Man now, since
Hey, Coda, is your game on PS3
we
or
won't
PS4?
possibly have any sort of good
It
equivalents. But I
is.
mean, you can look at it.
As the one I'm playing on right now.
Yeah.
I'm playing on PC.
So,
And
Mega
I
Man
think it
10
might
was
also be
really
on
good.
PlayStation 3.
Guys, let Azure talk.
Someone in chat asked a question. We're answering.
Oh, okay.
So, Mega Man 10 was really good. I don't think anyone, at least no one I know of, said anything bad about it. Had good music, good boss, some of the better boss battles. So yeah, I think it's okay that they go and do this. I mean, why not? Maybe they'll realize that Mega Man is still one of their top-selling franchises and actually do something with it.
I guess there hasn't been a new Mega Man game in a while, so maybe I can accept the Mega Man 11, as long as there's possibly an entry.
Oh yeah,
in the
gotta
X
get that
series.
Mega Man.
Yeah, I'll say this though. If
I'll show you my
Capcom
Mega
starts
Man.
a project for Mega Man Legend 3, then I'm going to forgive every single one of Capcom's sins, including putting their games on for Windows Live.
So knowing Capcom, they'll reboot it in some shady manner like they did DMC.
Well, I tell you what I'd like to see them do. They had a prototype a long time ago for it almost looked like a three-dimensional Metroid Prime style of Mega Man X. And I saw some of the screenshots and stuff for this thing. It looked amazing.
Yeah,
and
it
they
did.
just tossed it. They just tossed it. Why?
I actually did like concept. Too bad.
Well, they toss a lot of their designs. I mean, like, you know the design that we got. Damn it. Okay, how we got the Onimusha series was from a toss design of Resident Evil 4.
Devil May Cry was also came from the toss design of a new Resident Evil game.
Oh, I was actually just about to mention that too.
There's another franchise I'd like to see come back, is Onimusha.
It's never gonna come back.
It's dead. Like Bill Clinton's cock. It's all dead. Never coming back.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's have a moment of silence for my dick. Hillary, she destroyed it.
God fucking damn it.
All seriousness,
So,
this podcast
I guess-
is now gone.
I guess.
What do you mean now gone?
I
Implying
guess. I
you
guess
have
we're
your
having.
anywhere.
I guess we're having. What is it? What would be the phrase we're having for Mega Man now, when it comes down to Capcom announcing a new Mega Man series? Because a while back, I suppose
It's the Sonic
accepting.
cycle.
We were accepting the fact that Mega Man would never be created, and that Mighty Number 9 would be its true successor, but unfortunately that didn't follow through. So or won't follow through, so to speak. I suppose he shouldn't put it as past tense. But who knows? Maybe Mighty Number 9 resurfaces because it has been delayed. So maybe resurfaces and ends up being super ultra amazing or something.
It'll resurface just to be delayed again.
It'll resurface just so it can get more Kickstarter donations.
But as it stands,
It'll resurface to have another DLC program.
I suppose I will accept a new Mega Man. I accept our Capcom overlords creating a new Mega Man.
Good.
Well, to be fair, the Mega Man, like, it's already established. Like, there's not a lot they can screw up with it at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I have an idea for a story. Why not have it so that it's actually a cyborg Donald Trump fighting against the evil Dr. Sanders?
Oh my god.
What?
No.
That's a
And
new
then we
Mega Man
can-
reboot.
And then we can have like 50 robot masters based on the 50 states of America.
Wow.
What?
What?
I would play the shit out of that.
I mean, like, that would be like legit a game where you can get to fight Florida Man.
That would actually be funny as hell, fighting Florida Man in a game.
Imagine Make America Great Again, man, fighting Florida Man.
Oh my god.
Florida Man, just
Flor-
some
I
old codger with
imagine
a walker.
Imagine the Florida Man fight be like the Mettaton X
No.
fight, but
To avoid
instead of
copyright
having
infringement?
like ratings like that, it's all embarrassing headlines.
What about to avoid copyright infringement, Donald Trump's character is called Make America Great Again Man.
Yep, that's what it have to be.
And then we'll call Bernie Sanders Birdie Sanders. He'll be an anthro bird because, fuck, that's funny.
And he shoots fire.
He shoots fire out of his beak.
And because Japanese.
This is what our Mega Man topic has devolved into.
What the?
You
fuck
can't
is
avoid
this?
the election. It is election year. And talking about Mega Man will turn into talk about the election. I don't know.
What the fuck is what,
I
Mishka?
don't know what that says about us or society in general.
And if Capcom actually does this, it'll give all of us a collective erection.
I'll wait till we're done, Coda. It's not related to the podcast.
I would totally want a Mega Man Zero, Mega Man ZX collection on a console. Just saying.
Oh yes.
All right. At least give me that. Give me a Mega Man Zero, Mega Man ZX collection. Just cram all those games together. Or just put Mega Man X Zero and ZX all in the same collection.
Alright, I have a better idea. What about Capcom and their official take on the 8-bit deathmatch mod for Doom? Yep, that is actually a thing. It's actually pretty awesome.
So a side scroller or?
No, it is a first-person PvP shooter.
That sounds interesting.
Where you get to play as one of the robot masters and fight in an arena deathmatch.
Oh, I do remember seeing that a long time ago. Oh, it's been a while ago.
Yeah, it is made by the same guy that made Gauss Forest series for Doom. So yeah, you guys should check that out as well because that is actually quite fun and it is actually free, like completely free. Like it comes with a dummy WAD that acts as the internal WAD for the game engine. So you can just download that game and just get to playing in the multiplayer.
Rad.
That sounds pretty cool.
Oh Jesus, what was that?
Sorry, that was me blowing a bug off my screen with hopefully enough force to smack it against something else and kill it.
And you killed my eardrums as well.
Because it's the fan's blowing, so it's hard for it to land. So I can't really get it. I can't smack it. I figure if I blow it around enough, maybe we get the idea that it's not wanted here.
I guess this is a good sign that our podcast is over.
Yeah.
Yep. But I just started the boss.
It was a slow news day. Well, from what?
I just started the boss. I gotta finish
so
it
far
on the
there hasn't
boss.
been much news.
Coda, what do you say?
I just started the next boss in the game.
Oh,
You want me to end it right now, in the middle of a boss fight?
Yes.
actually,
They don't need to see it. You can always let's play it or something. Shit.
just put it to be
I got it.
continued.
Oh, I got it. I think I got it.
Yep.
To be
Okay.
continued.
Give me a
Well-
second. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
kill confirmed. It's there.
You killed the bug.
Let me get
Okay,
Let me
fine.
get tissue. since we're all still here, make sure it's there. Okay. Anybody want to say some words?
Words.
I didn't inhale.
I did not inhale.
All
It
right.
depends on what
to
your
trash can, you
definition
little
of
shit.
is.
Thank you. I'm done. I killed it. It's dead.
I didn't do anything.
I
QQ
did not
did
do
9/11.
anything. I especially did not fuck QQ in the butt.
QQ
That is
did
my
Oh,
9/11.
official statement.
Okay, well, I think that'll be the end of this podcast for this week. Hope everyone enjoyed. And you all get to hear the new Indian song. Yay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Podcast